Welcome back to Welcome to My World with Nat, Relocation Concierge. I am here with the beautiful and lovely Michelle Bourdeau from Andari Spa in Cabarete, the one and only spa in Cabarete.
Yes, we are the one and only full-service spa in Cabarete.
Full-service spa, and I'm embarrassed to say I've been here almost a year. It's the first time I get to visit.
That's okay.
Yes.
First of many.
First of many, yes, absolutely. Gonna make the money, come to the spa, what's gonna be all the good things. One of the reasons I really wanted to chat with you was you're not a newbie.
No.
Though we've been here almost a year,
yeah.
You've been here total
23 now.
23 years, and
yes.
I just knew that you must have multiple pearls of wisdom, stages that you've been through, things you've experienced.
Yes,
and
I do.
There are families, couples, people are looking to potentially relocate.
Yeah.
That have tons of questions, and I wanted to know from you, like, your experience, what it looked like, what it felt like, and obviously 23 years ago is different than right now.
Yeah.
But what were the things that attracted you to coming to this part of the country?
Okay, so initially, in a nutshell, here's my story. So I was 25 years old. I had just graduated from massage therapy school. For those of you who are from Canada, I am an RMT, or was at one point in my life. And I had come here actually in my last year of school on vacation. And I came here through a coincidence of a connection between a friend. I didn't actually choose Cabarete in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was my best friend in school. Her ex-boyfriend played hockey with a guy who owned a hotel here.
6 degrees, 4 degrees of separation.
The things you do when you're 25.
Yeah.
So we came here and we met so many other people from Canada, from Europe, from the United States who were living here and working here and having a good time. Because obviously you have to imagine I'm 25.
Yes.
These are my priorities. And so my friend and I, we stayed for a week. We had a wonderful trip, and literally the weekend after we were home, and some of you might be able to relate to this, is like, should we go back? and it was easy at that point. The answer was an automatic yes.
Because at 25, right, your responsibilities are so much different. There's not very many.
They are so much different. However, the answer that's on your heart is the same. It's just, it's easier to answer the call at certain times in our life.
Yeah.
But if the drive and the desire and the dream is there, then it's something that you get to listen to, and it's not something to ignore, and I didn't ignore it. And originally, again, I'm sure you could relate to this, we came for 6 months. I'm going to do the 6 months. I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of my life. Let's just go hang out in the DR. We'll do some massage. And it'll be great.
We'll do the thing.
It'll be fun. And again, sometimes it does get to be that easy.
Yes.
I think we as adults, we like to overcomplicate things. And especially coming from Canada, the whole Dudley do right, be responsible thing. I mean, it's big.
I've had parents. I've had people ask me, should I do it? And when I worked on cruise ships, it was so easy. I just packed my stuff and I left. And I was in my mid to late 20s at that point. And I didn't even think about it. And coming here, when we decided to do this, it was the same feeling. I was like, okay, let's sell the house. Let's pack the stuff. And it was that easy for me. Even though husband, daughter, cat, I knew that it was the right move at that point in our life. We were ready for something different. And I think that's the piece you have to listen to.
Yes.
Not overcomplicate. Like, does it feel good? Does it feel right?
Yes. And at the end of the day, it's stuff that you're worried about. You're worried about your things. You're worried about your possessions. What am I going to do with my things?
Yeah.
And so, people first, things second. And it really is just a matter of just you eliminate. It's eliminating. It's a mindset thing, and you get to just eliminate barriers. So just gonna fast forward through my journey. I got the job as a therapist on staff at Vela, which is one of our premier windsurfing and wing foil centers here in Cabarete. It still exists. And I became their massage therapist on staff and also a staff member. And so I learned how to windsurf, obviously.
Yes.
Stayed for 10 months and went back to Windsor, Ontario, Canada, and went, I cannot do this. I cannot come back to this. So at that moment, I had done the trials.
Yeah.
I had done I'm gonna try it out, I'm gonna see, and it was crystal clear at that moment.
And I would like to say that that's something we should recommend. Come and try it.
Yes, you can always come and try it. You can take a sabbatical from your job. You can bring the kids down and the kids can go to school. All those things. Like, you can try it on.
Yeah, because not everybody, like, we just packed and left. Not everybody is ready to do that, and that's okay. And I think that's a piece that I keep encountering with in conversations is, yeah, but you just dropped everything. Yeah, that's what we chose. You have to do what's good for you.
Yes, and it's not, you didn't drop everything. You made conscious choices to eliminate things.
Yep. We still have 43 boxes of things in storage, but we're gonna eventually get rid of most of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And so it is a choice. And you know, I started off with a solo practice. In 2003, I bought my first home. I'm happy to talk about real estate because I also, in addition to the spa, I also help people find their dream homes
with all your free time. Yes.
And I purchased my first home in 2003. And then I managed to expand my business in the same year. I got a second office as kite surfing expanded and Kite Beach and Cabarete became a thing. Yeah. I got a second office, hired another therapist to come out and work with me, and I existed that way for the next 7 years. Okay. And then somewhere in the middle between 2007 came the idea for this wonderful spa. Yeah. And so I got to shift from, you know, a small practice to owning and operating a spa. So what comes to mind for me right now is, so you have been here this long. So are you now a resident of the DR? Yeah, so I'm a legal resident. Back in 2003, 2004, I made the step to get my legal residency. Yeah. It's not hard. It probably takes longer with a few more details involved than it did back when I did it, but it's very doable. And it's not necessary in the beginning. This country makes it easy for you to come and stay over the regular 30 tourist day. You just pay a fine as you leave. Yeah. And so the country makes it easy for you to come and try it on and then stay if you choose.
Yeah, we came on the tourist visa and we felt at the time residency wasn't really a priority. I think with time it will become the priority, but for now it was fine. And that's another hurdle. I don't want people to I can't come because I need to be a resident. No, you can still come. Try the shoes on, try them on, and you see how they fit, walk around.
Without committing
to them. You can give them back if you want to.
No, absolutely. And, you know, if I were to give anyone advice, you know, I've obviously grown up. I've had half my life here, so I went from being, you know, a very, free 25-year-old, and now, you know, I'm a 48-year-old mother of two. What? I own a home, I own multiple businesses. And it is a great place to raise your children. It is different.
It's different.
It's not the same.
It's not the same at all.
Here, you know, you're not going to get there's no hockey. There's no figure skating. There's no, there's not even a ton of organized sports. However, there's surfing, there's kite surfing, there's windsurfing, there's wing foiling. There are a multitude of things that you know, that obviously you're going to live in the Caribbean. It's Caribbean type activities that your family will get up to, not that thing. So again, you know, part of the mental shift that gets to happen is that you won't be in Canada anymore. And hopefully that's why you want to come here, you want something different. Yeah. And you're going to get it.
And that means you also need to adapt to being here in this country. Yes. It doesn't mean you can't bring maple syrup with you. It just means you have to. Way too expensive here. Yes. But you can only bring those pieces of Canada with you. What goes on in Canada cannot happen necessarily here, and I think that's a really important point. You need to adapt.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So, you know, things that are a little bit different. The driving is different here.
Yes.
We don't have the same sort of rules and infrastructure that exist in Canada. The other things that are different here, things take longer.
They do. I drove here this morning and I just thought, I'm just going to take my time because he's not going very fast and these people want to go by me. And I thought, well, you know, and that's the mindset I take. I think back home with the 3 lanes, you automatically kind of shift back and forth. Right here, I just stay in my lane.
Yeah. Yeah, so things like driving is different, healthcare is different. Yeah. There is decent healthcare here. Yes. It is not going to look like Canadian healthcare. Again, you're going to have to get used to paying for it. I remember the first time I went to a physician and I had walked. They were like, "That'll be X amount of dollars." I'm like, "Oh, oh my goodness, yes, I have to pay for it.
but it is affordable.
Yes,
I mean,
it is affordable.
We did go through the hospital system here last fall, and I mean, obviously didn't want to have to pay, but what we did pay was a relief.
Yes.
And I think that had we been in another country, it would have been worse.
Yeah.
And I think back in Canada, obviously I think it would have been free. Here we did pay a fee, but it was still a relief to pay that and not, a big ticket price. So it is affordable. And despite, I think what maybe the perception is,
yes,
they have good health care. I mean, there are doctors here, and I've heard good things. I haven't had to go see them, but I've heard good services.
And we have got good dental care. There's good eye care. Now, remember, where we are here in Cabarete, Sosua, we're a small town.
Yeah.
So you want to, imagine in a small town in Canada, you're going to have to do the drive maybe to Toronto sometimes, or to Halifax,
the other services,
for higher quality services and higher quality facilities. We're a small town.
Yeah.
So that's something that, it's just an awareness of.
The shopping is different.
Yeah, the shopping is different. The supermarkets are a little bit different. So what we're trying to, what I think is the best way to say it is that you get to embrace life here and not attempt to force a Canadian box on a Dominican reality. And that if you're open to it, if you're open to things looking different, feeling different, operating different, you're going to be in a great space versus trying to make everything exactly the way it was back home, but just warm.
I couldn't agree more. No, and I mean, the people are so warm and so giving and helpful that you can't help but want to be part of it.
Absolutely.
And we have made friends with some locals, not necessarily, not like great friends, but alliances. People I know that I can call if I was stuck or I needed something or I need my propane thing filled.
Yeah.
They will come and do it for you, and they gladly do it.
Yes.
It's not... Okay, so you have such great time. You have kids.
Yeah.
2 girls that go to school with Adele.
Yeah.
And they just went back to Canada.
We did. They had never seen snow.
I heard it was cold.
Snow. It was cold. Well, Canada did the job it was hired to do. It provided a snowy winterscape because my children really wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So we've now been there, done that.
Check. We don't have to go back for a while.
Yeah, and I had both my children here.
Yeah.
So they are Canadian.
Oh, so they do hold a Canadian passport, though.
Yes, they hold a Canadian passport. We have wonderful consular services here.
Yes, we do.
We have an amazing Canadian embassy. I'm friends with the ambassador and the number 2.
We had to renew our passports in January, and it was quite a thing to find somebody to get them there, like a service. But we did find one in Puerto Plata.
Yeah.
And what I was most impressed with was the instructions I got on what to do. It was so clear. But the biggest one, and I get shivers, they actually called us to make sure that we picked up our passports.
Yeah.
The consulate called us to make sure, did you get... I was like,
they have
that's
amazing
cool.
staff there, and the Dominican staff that works in the Canadian embassy here has been there for a long time. So the Dominican staff is actually the staple. And then the diplomats roll in and out over 3 courses.
I couldn't believe that we got a call to make sure we had picked up our passports.
Yes.
I was like, it's so cool.
Yeah, so I mean those are all wonderful things that make me safe here. For my girls growing up here, yes, it's a slightly different way of life. However, it is one that is filled with summer all year round.
Yeah.
Flip-flops, shorts, the beach,
tops, the beach,
the beach, all of those things. But they're in a great school. I mean, there are several options.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Natalie's explained in a different scenario, but there's many schools here
Lots
that are going to cater to
options.
different things. There are several. More than 5 international schools right here in our little area. And so you're going to find plenty of options for your kids. So it's really even, not even something that you need to worry about because they'll be well taken care of. And all of the schools here provide accreditation with American schools. Yeah. So you'll easily be able to, if you choose to come only for a couple of years and then transfer back, they're gonna be just fine. So
Absolutely.
that is something that, you know, that we can put your minds at rest for, that you'll find education, and you get to pay for it. It's not included in your taxes.
But that was part of our research. We knew we were going to have to pay for school, and we were prepared for that. We knew what it was going to be like, but we also knew we were getting something different. And we were in a very good school back in Canada. I think we were in a very good school, but this is different. And somebody has taught me a sentence lately is like, it's not right or it's not wrong, it's just different.
Yes.
Right? And you're in a different country, so things are going to be different.
Yes.
So if somebody is watching this now and they're thinking, okay, Natalie, Michelle, like I'm almost in, you know, I got one foot in, the other one's almost in. What is the one or maybe two things that pieces of advice, like, you know, that you can give them to make this transition happen for them?
Yeah, I mean, decide on what are your non-negotiables. Like, what are the things that you really need?
Yeah.
And then the rest becomes details.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, if your non-negotiable is, you know, finding a great place to live, that's easy to make happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
and again, I would highly recommend that, you know, you can either go straight into the purchase process, or you can come and stay for rent for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And you know, you can come and ask me, and I'm going to take you around and show you different properties. But you want to make sure that you're going to be living in the place that works for you.
Yeah.
You know that you've been trying on a few different neighborhoods.
We are trying on. We are going to our 3rd neighborhood next month, so we're excited to try out Cabarete. And there are so many options. I think there's a lot of, you know, I've heard whispers that there's not a lot available, and there are properties available. You need to find the right person to work with and show you around. And you have been here. I mean, just the fact that you've been here for as long as you have, that speaks volumes, because you have been my go-to for a few things. You know, like, do you know? And that's important. It's important to know that there are options. And I think that one is a big one. Come down, rent, look around, because the whole like plunging into purchasing and not seeing can be scary.
Yeah, and some people are ready for that, and some people aren't. But this is the other piece of advice that I want to impart to people, is that I remember, for me, when I first moved here, what allowed this to be a process that became a successful shift in life was the help that I received from a few amazing people along the way. And so I want to encourage you to reach out to Natalie. Because she's just gone through this process herself, and she wants to be able to help other people. Or reach out to someone like myself if you want to get into purchasing a home, because I've been here, I've done it, I know what it means to make that shift, and that you get to lean on people. I know back in Canada, we're all used to doing everything all by ourselves, and I will figure it out, and I don't want to ask anybody for help. And that's not how things work here.
No.
And you're going to struggle if that is your way of being and the way that you want to go about this. So I highly encourage you, tap into the resources that you're going to find here from the people who've done it before you. So contact Natalie. You know, get her to help you with some concierge services. You want to buy a home? Come and ask me about it, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I want to help you make the process exactly the way someone helped me in this process, because someone helped me.
Because we came here sort of willy-nilly, right? Like we rented our place, we knew where we wanted, like we knew we wanted to be on the beach. I mean, you saw our view at that condo we were in. That's what we wanted. We got it, we lived it, we moved on. Not everybody knows that right away, and that's okay. There's no you know, life is not one straight line, right? It's kind of squirrels around.
And you were open to asking for help. Like when you first arrived and you found out that I had been here, you're like, okay, I have questions, and that gets to be a part of it, because you don't know when
you can't have all the answers.
Well, it's like, do you want to move to Dominican Republic and do it seamlessly, or are you going to do it? Because to do it involves asking for help. And it 100%. Involves getting someone like Natalie or myself to help you make that transition. And even some of the most, like a basic question, which is the best supermarket? because there's a bunch. Where do I go?
Which one is your favorite?
What do I do? I've got different favorites for different reasons.
Okay, well then maybe that's a whole other video.
That's a whole other video.
We've narrowed down to one right now that we like, but now we're moving here, so we might have to split our time. But we have, actually you're right. There are different places we go for different things.
It's like, where do I buy a car? Who's your dentist? Who's your doctor? Who's your eye doctor? All of the things. All of the things.
I ran out of brown sugar yesterday. And I didn't want to go to the Pola because that's like almost too far in. It was like too much. So I stopped at the US one. Island Problems. The struggle is real. So I stopped at what I call the glorified convenience store, the US one on Route 5. Yes. And the brown sugar, first of all, I was proud that I could say, I said, yo quiero una funda de azúcar, por favor. I was like, I did that all by myself. Excellent. Yes, my Spanish is going along. And it was 28 pesos a pound for the brown sugar. Now, I know we bought it at the other supermercados, and it's been way more expensive. Mm-hmm. Like, I got a 5-pound bag for like 150 pesos. I was like, okay, we're coming back here for sugar. Yeah. But it's such a stupid thing. But hey, if you need brown sugar, like, because, we were baking last night. Yes. And it's as easy as that, Yes. It might just, sugar is not there, everybody needs it because it's not really that good for you, but.
And so now, and also, if you're the type of person who does have a little bit of intrepidation in asking, because you feel you're a wonderful Canadian and you just don't want to bother anybody, because I know what that's like too. Then again, this is why you come to you can hire Natalie and you don't have to feel like you're bothering her, because guess what? That's her job.
That's my job. Yeah,
that's her job, and you can make it that easy. And the same thing with me. If you want to come and you want to go and explore what are your options for home ownership here, that's another thing. Guess what? That's my job. Yeah. And I'm happy to do it. So again, there are ways around this, but what you will get is that you will get a life in a country that is warm and breezy and all of the things, but you're also going to get a quality of life that you cannot get in Canada.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When it comes to the people that live here, the ability to hire staff and to have people help out in your home, these are things we can't do or afford, most of us coming from Canada. But guess what? You can here.
You can here.
Yeah.
So if you are looking for a home and you want to tap into the resources here, make sure that you reach out to Michelle at realtordr.com.
Yeah.
And actually, we have an info call on Sunday with Realtor DR.
Yes, they're wonderful, and mostly Canadian company, by the way.
Mostly Canadian, actually quite incredible.
Yes.
And if you are looking for those relocation services, there are a variety of packages that suit a variety of budgets. So please make sure that you tap into that. You can book a free discovery call with me. Click on the Calendly link that's in the description. And make sure you reach out, and that's where you can ask all those questions, because I am too old not to ask questions anymore.
No.
I know, no time. There's no time for that.
There's no time for that.
Whatever you choose to do, have an incredible day. We wish you a wonderful weekend, because it's Friday here at TGIF.
Yes.
Have a great day. Michelle, thank you for being with me.
You are so welcome.
I really, really appreciate it. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Bye for now.